As the conflict between Israel and Hamas continues, the government of Nepal has decided to send aircrafts for rescue of Nepali nationals stranded in Israel and wanting to return home. Good morning, I'm Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. 55 Nepali nationals rescued from the areas under attack in the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. National grief being observed today. Public Accounts Committee of the Parliament directs the government to operate at least one fair price shop at all local levels, urges the Ministry of Industries for required monitoring. At least 1,500 killed in the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu wants Gaza action only just began. Hamas threatens hostages. And Team Nepal to play host Sri Lanka at the Kava Men's Volleyball Challenge Cup. Spikers in high spirit after securing a win against Bangladesh. The government is to send an aircraft for the return of Nepali nationals stranded in Israel. A special meeting of the Council of Ministers decided to send the aircraft for those wanting to return home. The government has decided to manage the return of Nepali nationals from Israel at the earliest by arranging chartered flights and is to bear the cost of those wanting to return from Israel. The Council of Ministers has decided that the aircraft will be sent after the required number of passengers is met from the online registration. In memory of those killed in the conflict of Israel-Palestinian Islamist militant group Hamas, the meeting also decided to observe a national grief day today. The government is also to provide 1 million rupees each to the families of those killed. A total of 10 Nepalis have died in the war so far. Prior to this, a meeting of the mechanism led by Minister for Foreign Affairs NP Saud had decided to coordinate for bringing the bodies of Nepalis killed in Israel. The ministry has said that diplomatic efforts have been initiated for relocation of those stranded to safer locations and return of the bodies and those alive. Meanwhile, 32 Nepalis who were at the southern region of Israel in Sedot, Negev, which was under attack from Hamas, have been taken to safer places. As per non-resident Nepali Association NRNA Israel President Sri Krishna Vandari, additional 13 Nepalis have been taken to safer places. They were escorted by the Israeli army. Issuing a notice, the Nepali embassy in Israel has said that online registration for those willing to return Nepal has already begun in collaboration with the government of Nepal and the government of Israel. The embassy has already received information about more than 200 Nepalis, while search is underway for one person who is missing with the help of the local police and administration. With the initiative of the embassy, 2 groups of students have been relocated to Tel Aviv from the area under attack. The Public Accounts Committee of the Parliament has directed the government to operate at least one fair price shop in each local level to ensure the relief for the consumers. Meeting of the committee has directed the Ministry of Industries, Commerce and Supplies to create a necessary mechanism for operation of fair price shops and conduct required monitoring to ensure relief for the consumers. The committee has also directed to display the price list and provide receipts to the consumers. The meeting also directed the ministry to take actions against those violating the regulations. Second session of the Karnali Province Assembly has ended from midnight. During the session, the Province Assembly endorsed Karnali Province Academy Bill and the Province Civil Service Officials Bill. Meanwhile, bills related to amendment of Karnali Province Sports Development Act, Province Police Service and Electricity have moved forward. According to Province Speaker Nanda Gurung, the second session of the Province Assembly, which began on the 24th of May, held a total of 39 meetings. Service seekers have been compelled to bear the brunt as the officials of all 10 local levels of Palpa have begun protesting for the past 5 days, demanding amendment in the Federal Civil Service Bill. Works of the service seekers have not been carried out as the officials have been protesting with a black armband at the main gate. At a time when the government is making preparations to register the Civil Service Bill at the Parliament, the officials have resorted to protest with demand of issuing an integrated Civil Service Act by including all 3 tiers. The officials have said that the current bill discriminates the human resources of the federal and local levels. They have alleged the government of failing to manage its human resources and added that their protest will continue until the demands are addressed. Team Nepal are to play host Sri Lanka at the Kava Men's Volleyball Challenge Cup today. The match will begin at 4:15 p.m. Nepal time this afternoon, while both teams will be aiming for their second successive win at the tournament. Prior to this, Team Nepal had seen off Bangladesh in 4 sets, while Sri Lanka had brushed aside Saudi Arabia in straight sets. The tournament, being participated by 6 teams, is being played in the round-robin league format, where the top 2 teams play in the final and the 3rd and 4th place teams face off for the 3rd place. And now, before we wrap up, here's a look into the top stories one more time. 55 Nepali nationals rescued from the areas under attack in the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. National grief being observed today. Public Accounts Committee directs the government to operate at least one fair price shop at all local levels, urges the Ministry of Industries, Commerce and Supplies for required monitoring. At least 1,500 killed in the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu wants Gaza action only just begun. Hamas threatens hostages. And Team Nepal to play host Sri Lanka at the Kava Men's Volleyball Challenge Cup. Spikers in high spirit after securing a win against Bangladesh. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin is at 6 p.m. Thank you for staying with us. Have a beautiful day ahead.